Hello and welcome to a From Unity to Unreal tutorial, where I, as a Unity developer learning Unreal, share with you how to do stuff in Unreal Engine based on how I will do it in Unity. In this tutorial, I will show you how to set up a fixed camera in Unreal Engine as the one that is being shown right now. An example of game that uses this type of camera view is Overcooked. This setup is useful for top-down games with a limited scenario or map, as well as more arcade-like games. So let's jump right into it. So in Unity this is very simple and straightforward. If you have a new scene, an empty scene, it already comes with a main camera and a directional light. So if we go ahead and add a cube, for example, so that we can see a 3D object in the scene, we have this cube here, right? This is already the game view. If we want to move it around, we can do it like here. Okay, so we hit play, and yeah, that's it. We have a fixed camera with the cube object that we placed in our scene. And that's pretty much it. Nothing fancy, straightforward, and we have a fixed camera. Okay, this is pretty easy in Unity, right? So I guess in Unreal it should be easy as well, right? Am I right? So if we go ahead and create an empty Unreal Engine game project, we already start with this not so empty project here with a lot of stuff, and I particularly can't find any camera here. So let's start with this. So let's start adding a camera, I guess, as we would in Unity, right? So we can go here, add a camera actor. We can call it, just leave it camera actor. So here it is. And let's go ahead and add a cube as well. Just let me reset this position here, move it a little bit up. Okay, so let's add a cube as we did in Unity here. Let's set it also to 0, 0, 0. Have to focus on the cube. Here we have the camera, so I guess we can move it around so that we can see it, maybe, right? Where's the camera? Here, I see it. It seems decent. Okay, so let's hit play and it should work, right? What's happening? Oh, at least we have the cube here, but what's this? Why am I navigating the world? Where's my camera? Why am I moving around? Oh my god. So if we exit this by hitting the ESC key, we see that things are not that simple here. So Unreal has a lot of resources that make things easier, make complex things easier, but sometimes simple stuff needs to be worked around to be simple again. So this is one example of it. So if we want to use this fixed camera as our main camera, there is one main way that I found that works fine. If there's another easier, simpler, better way that you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. But this is how I figured out a way to use this fixed camera as we would in Unity. So the thing is that in Unreal we have a game mode that drives what happens when we hit the play button here and start to play the game. And it already comes with some default pawns and stuff, so we can find it here if we go to Edit and Project Settings, Maps and Modes. This is the game mode that is selected by default. So we have a default pawn, we have a HUD class, player controller, and a lot of stuff that does some Unreal magic automatically. and we can create another custom game mode if we want and change stuff and so on and so forth, but we won't need this for this simple tutorial. We just can go ahead, and this is just to understand like where this is all coming from. But what we can do is we can go to the level blueprint. That is also something kind of confusing for me, that's coming from Unity, but the level itself has kind of a built-in code structure for it. So we can go click on this button and open level blueprint, and then we'll have a blueprint for the level itself. So let's fix this here to make it easier. And if we want the camera actor that we created, we can click it, go to the blueprint, right click, create a reference to camera actor. So this gives us access to this actor that is in the scene, so similar to a game object, to the level, sorry. So this is similar to a game object placed in a Unity scene. And what we want to do is, so we want this here to be the view target of our player controller. So we need to get player controller here, and then set view target with blend. We want the camera to be our view target, and that's pretty much it. So we want this code to run when the game starts. Getting the player controller, we set the camera actor, the fixed camera that we created here in the level, as our view target with blend. So compile, save, let's keep it as untitled, no problem. So we go back to our level and then hit play. Now we have our fixed camera as the main camera here of the level, and that's pretty much the behavior that we had with Unity. So there's extra code needed, but we can achieve a similar result. And that's it for this tutorial. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you learned something new. Up until next time, PittyQuest out.